Good afternoon. Welcome to my channel. Today is the 21st of January 2024. And when I tell you I'm struggling, that's exactly what I'm doing. I mean, I don't think that when you are doing a learning project, you should pick out the one with the most confetti. After going crazy trying to figure out how to do this, some of the symbols being the same, looking at the videos on YouTube, I have come to this method of stitching, and I don't know if I can get you on camera to show you what I'm doing, but I will try. I have very good lighting at the moment. Well, that's the only way I can get to you. To show you what I'm doing. Okay, I have already threaded my yarn. I couldn't figure out these symbols. I have sunlight coming in, but have you seen my needle? Okay. I have made all sorts of mistakes. And I took this frame apart. I started my thread from the top. So what I will do is just cut this. And now that I put my magnifying glass on, I can see where I have mistakes. Which I will correct, of course. Not all of them. Since this is my first full-size complete coverage, this is 11 count, and I call it The Little Girl in a Bonnet. And if I stop looking, I lose my place. Where did I? Okay, I found it. As you can see, I am still very awkward in my learning progress. This is the top of the pattern, and I was trying to stitch it in the frame from the bottom up. Well, I nearly twisted my arm out. And then I saw Natalie's video where she said that we can turn over our work as long as, we turn it from here or from there. We don't turn it from here to there. So the stitches all go in the same way. I think that that's what I managed to do. So I am concentrating on this symbol right here. I was trying to do this part over here from the bottom, how it was in the frame, and I could only get my right hand to manage my needle from the bottom, and what it came down to is that I couldn't get to the top. It's already fraying, and my sewing machine cable had a short circuit, but I think I will have to take it out of the frame and stitch it around the edges to stop it from fraying. There is enough margin, so but still I have these weird threads hanging out, and it is quite a mess. Not nice. So this is what I learned on YouTube, to flip it over. As long as my stitches still go in the same direction. And I also learned to know if my stitches only go this way that I'm going now, then I've only done half a stitch, see? Now, if the stitches go that way, then I have finished, which means I have crossed the stitch. It doesn't, I'm actually embarrassed to show because I know that it's not perfect. And, naturally stitches are so wonderful. They're nice and neat and flat and all of that. But I am new and I am learning. So I will forgive myself. I'm absolutely in love with this pattern. Actually, I think I started cross-stitching a couple of months ago, and I see a mistake right there too. We're not going to tell anybody, but I'm going to stitch over the mistake. It's a secret between you and I, We're not going to tell anybody. It's a weird angle. I mean, my camera is hanging. Actually, it's hanging on for dear life. Now, as far as the other canvas I ordered to learn how to do beaded stitching, I'm not sure that I made a good choice, since I am totally without any experience in it. As you know, since last January, since a year ago, I had quite a few health issues. Thank goodness they seem to have finished. It did leave me rather weak. So I am really looking forward to spring, and I can slowly start. First of all, going up and down the stairs, I was definitely limited. I will take my Nordic poles And I will start by, first it was suggested a 10-minute walk, coming up the stairs, nice and slow. Do it every day. It's not the walking, it's coming up on the stairs, because I do have arthritis, which according to my wonderful doctor, who's a female, the pain doesn't need to be addressed. I said, but the pain is preventing me from walking, preventing me from taking care of my household duties. Yeah. So I really don't see her point. But then I know nothing about this issue with the heart. You know, in August I had a heart attack. I had 3 bouts of the COVID after having 3 jabs, and I said no thank you to number 4 jab. Enough is enough. So it really messed up my system. But I'm feeling fine now. Oh, good heavens, my appetite is ferocious. And I don't want to gain any of the weight I lost, you know. I'm using my fingers to guide the needle. Well, you know, those of you that have been watching me for the past 2 years, I was supposed to get surgery on both eyes that had to be postponed. Please don't judge me. I know it's not perfect. I know there's a lot of mistakes. But I'm trying, and give me credit for sticking with this confetti. The symbols are very confusing. 3 of them look almost the same. But with this method of laying it on a table, like Natalie said, and it's hanging over the table, and this is how I'm stitching, and I have my glasses on and a magnifying glass. Unfortunately, it does emphasize my mistakes. Yeah. I still love it. You know I'm stubborn, and I will not give up. I love this picture, and I already have the place where I'm going to frame it. Yeah, there's one over there. I will have to attack it from a different direction. It's too far away. This will be interesting to see. Actually, I think the bonnet is possibly the worst of the confetti. Okay, I think I can. I'm not going to show you the back of this. Nobody's going to see the back of it when it's framed. Right now, I'm not worried about it. Right now, I'm learning how to tackle this size cross stitch. I have learned to second guess. It seems to me that some of the colors are not, hello, why are you tangling in with the other thread? You are not supposed to be doing that. Let's cooperate over here. Yes, move over there. Yeah, there we go. the white thread is being pushy. Maybe it wants to be worked on. Well, I think this is the first video I'm making that I'm making a cross-stitch video with my camera being across. You know, sometimes things get so preposterous that the only thing you can do is laugh about it. And that's about at the point where I am at the moment. If I would not be in love with this particular cross stitch, I think I would have banished this particular one to the bottom of the... I have a stash already. Would you believe? And I will definitely show you what I am trying to create here. These are some of the parts to the frame that this one is in. This is what I'm trying to create. See? And I think I have already done this part, and I'm on a bonnet part. So I absolutely adore this. I told you I did this in America with a latch hook rug. And it was hanging on my bedroom door. And when I saw this particular pattern, I said, yep, I need that. I did diamond painting. Well, of course, you know this. But I didn't know what confetti was in cross-stitch. It's worse than in diamond painting. Or maybe it's because I'm not used to it. I love the sound of the thread swooshing through the canvas. Do you like that? Oh, our wonderful first responders must have a, censoring device in my flat, and they know when I start stitching or when I start diamond painting, it's time for them to turn their sirens on. They were wonderful. I mean, they got me to the hospital in August. They started preventive measures with my heart attack right here in the flat. I was given morphine and oxygen and some medications. I think they're probably some sort of blood thinners. I'm not sure. Perhaps a form of aspirin. They called all around to see where the surgeon was. They had to do something to open something in the heart. I'm totally ignorant about these things. I was arguing that I am feeling sick from the heat. And they said, why don't we just lay down and take deep breaths of the oxygen? After about a third electrocardiogram that they did over here in the flat, they said, we're going to the hospital. We need a surgeon. I go, well, you're going to take out my heart? I mean, Come on. I just need a cold shower and, some ice. They said, no, there's something wrong with your heart. And I said, no, there isn't. Yes, there is. But I did not have to have a stent put in. According to the surgeon, I arrived at the hospital just in the nick of time. He did put something in there through my wrist. I don't know, they made a couple of cuts and they couldn't stop the bleeding. I go, you're going to give me infusion now? You're going to give me blood or, give me back my blood. I think from the blood thinners that I was given, possibly that affected the coagulation. Anyway, according to the surgeon, I will have to go back next August. He said something about he did what he had to do, and he is certain that nature will do the rest. I have no idea what he meant. But like I said, I feel fine. And seriously, I don't have the shortness of breath and the chest pain anymore. There's just weakness, but then, like I said, I had 3 bouts of COVID, and then I had the inflammation. Another 2 weeks in hospital. I mean, it was a rough year. So when I tell my doctor I am not feeling up to par, she goes like, what do you expect? I said, I expect to be well. And she's, you're going to be fine. I go, I'm sure I'm going to be fine, but you're not helping. Get to my point. The frame is sliding off the table. I could put something heavier on the other end, but I'm just happy I can finally see what I'm doing. After all the struggling, this is wonderful. Oops. No, we don't want to make loops. There we go. These are all the this is an easy symbol. This I'm not. This, 3 different colors. And I'm actually too blind to tell the difference. I have come to the conclusion that once I get past all this confetti in the bonnet, by that time I will learn a lot, and I think it might be easier to have the progress. I wish my stitches would be neater, but then I do have a lot of mistakes. I know. This is how we learn. I don't think anybody learns without making mistakes, right? As long as I love what I'm doing, I'm willing to put in the effort. I cannot imagine throwing in a towel and calling it quits. Because even with all the mistakes in it, I love it. I had one of the ladies tell me, once you wash it and iron, it will look better. anything, at this point, anything would be an improvement over this poor canvas. I mean, if ever a cross-stitch pattern was tortured, I can only imagine a counted one being worse than this. But then I had a bad experience with my first counted, the bookmark that I did. I had absolutely no idea what to do with it. I have learned since then, which was my biggest problem. I got confused as to where I am. You need to mark down what you have already stitched. Go nice and slow, count it out, and then it will come out just the same. I was looking at the diamond painting conversions, and it might be hard, but also would be perhaps a good experience toward a counted cross stitch. What's your opinion about that? Did I walk out of the camera? Are you looking at my lap instead of the cross stitching? Not too interesting to look at, but hey, better than nothing. Okay, that's not a cross. That's a straight line. This is a cross right here. And of course, the sun is going away just when I need it. I'm sitting right in front of the window, which does help. And this newest method that I learned from Natalie definitely saved this project, shall we put it that way. Come here. I'm waiting for some acrylic thread drops. Yeah, there's a mistake over here too. Let's see if I can cover it. Shh, it's our secret. Don't tell anybody. I don't want a frog. Although I have the most beautiful seam ripper. But I would prefer if I wouldn't have to use it. Could I hide my mistake? Don't tell anyone. I'm gonna know if you tell. There is no cross-stitch police, no cross-stitch inspection. I'm not gonna be fined or jailed. I should time myself how long I can stitch with one threading. I already have the next of this thread because I see quite a lot of symbols of the same color. So when I took this, this is an 11 count, so I'm stitching with 3 threads. I have already got the next batch of 3 threads all waxed and ready to be threaded. I think if I eliminate as much as possible from all this confetti, perhaps I will be able to see the more difficult symbols. It's just my idea. Actually, before I was stitching with 2 hands, but right here at the corner I was running into problems. So I said, any old way we can, let's get these stitches in. Shall we say I was desperate? It's coming along. I was feeling a bit hopeless, but it's actually coming along. Seriously, if you don't know anything, go on YouTube. I'm sure you'll find the answer. But look at a couple of videos, and compare with what you learned. Because you might pick up a little hint here, a little hint there, which will help you with your struggle. Eva is also very good explaining things, nice and slow, so little old ladies like me can understand it. It's a beautiful sunny day, ice cold, no snow. I heard in my old hometown, Buffalo, New York, really got whacked with snow, but then blizzard country. We used to have a lot of fun in the snow. But when you're young and you don't have to go to school, you think snow is fun. Thank you very much for spending time with me this Sunday afternoon. Stay safe, stay healthy, be happy, and I will see you later on. Bye for now. Mwah.